Hi friends, I'm excited to announce that my blues album, Lost and Found, A Love Story, will be released on all the media platforms March 1st. We're talking Amazon, iTunes, YouTube, Zaytune, Spotify, all those funny names. Physical CDs will also be available. So be watching wherever you buy your music, pick it up, and enjoy. On to the video. It's Legion of Doom time again, kids. As Luther's band of rogues assembles in their Darth Vader helmet headquarters, Solomon Grundy has discovered something.
That's absurd. You'll never convince me that there is one single source of all evil power.
Solomon Grundy say there is. If you don't believe me, maybe Grundy demonstrated on you.
Go on, Grundy. Tell us more of this evil power source.
Solomon Grundy do better than tell you. Me show you. Grundy lie lifeless and swamp. Come back to life when strange energy come up through ground.
In all my comic book years, I read exactly one that had Solomon Grundy in it, and he was a secondary character. The narrative called him the Marshland Monster, and that's what I knew about him. I had some questions about a monster named after a children's rhyme, but didn't get any answers until I started looking at this episode. Short version, he's a zombie. He just told us how he got that way. Sort of. What does that have to do with the source of all evil? Well, nothing, but he's not done yet.
But how would we know where to look for this incredible power source?
Solomon Grundy, no legend of evil energy. It come from ancient Monolith buried near center of Earth.
That narrows it down to an area roughly the size of the moon. Piece of cake. He assumes the energy from this thing is what reanimated him, and he's sure he knows the way to it. Without putting it to a vote, he throws a switch, and off they go.
Within the scalding inferno of the Earth's inner layers, the Hall of Doom finally reaches its strange destination.
Their HQ has a rotary digger around the edges. Luthor assumed they'd need such a gadget someday. He really does think of everything. They have to take a cliffside trail to get to the Monolith.
It's a fire-breathing dragon! We've got to go back!
No, we go on!
I don't think they're going to make it.
Circumstances do seem to be working together to keep them from it. The Riddler is fine with that and ready to go back. Grundy, not so much. With him pushing them on, they've found it. They can see their target just across a narrow rock bridge. Suddenly, Riddler isn't so eager to give up.
A monolith of evil.
Come on, let's cross this lava river and get it!
It's a lava monster. Let's get out of here.
Never mind, he's okay with giving up again. Not. He has an idea.
But how can we possibly get past that walking inferno?
We can't, but the Super Friends can. And with the help of a few super riddles, we should have that evil energy source very soon.
I do have to say, this Riddler is a lot better than the last one we had. At least this one doesn't talk like he has emphysema. The Super Friends are getting an alert from the UN.
Super Friends, we're in desperate danger. The Legion of Doom has threatened to hold the entire United Nations General Assembly for ransom. The situation is...
Great Scott, what's happening?
Superman, Black Vulcan, and Hawkman get to New York just in time to see Brainiac shrink the UN building.
You'll have to deal with us first, Brainiac.
And you'll never catch us.
They made jet boots for themselves and learned how to vanish. I am hanging with the wrong crowd. The Riddler calls on the JLA emergency frequency, how does he know what it is, to give them a clue.
If you follow the frogs and find the right spot, just let gravity guide you, and you'll get very hot.
It sounds like the Riddler is trying to lead us into another trap.
You are the master of the obvious.
The Justice League computer produces the answer, head to the swamp outside of town and drill straight down. Superman leads the way because he's the most efficient digger. When he was a teenager, road crews loved to have him work for them because nobody could figure out how he dug so much so fast. Young Clark Kent wanted to make a career out of it, but his mother said no. In the chamber, they're off to find the UN building.
Superman! Black Vulcan!
Hang on, Hawkman.
Come on, let's get out of here.
That's the most talented lightning you'll ever see. They'll leave the dragon to do whatever a subterranean dragon does all day, and they've found the UN building.
What on earth? His grip is like an oven of liquid rock.
I don't know why it let go, but it didn't like Superman doing that. A blast of his freeze breath turns the creature into a Kygor-type ice statue.
And an excellent job, if I do say so myself. Thanks for your help, Super Friends.
What help, Riddler? We've rescued the UN and you won't get it back again.
That's what you think, stupid man. Look again.
But the United Nations, where is it?
We never took the UN. It was only a holographic mirage.
Solomon Grundy explains what they really have.
In that case, I'll destroy it before you have a chance to use it.
Evil power, repel all goodness.
Okay then, let's round them up so they can't access it.
You'll stop no one. But that kryptonite ball and chain will stop you.
I can't get it off.
Right, Superman. There's no need for exotic devices to stop you when kryptonite does the job so well.
Not to mention it's so plentiful you can buy it over the counter at the hardware store. The other two had better do something quick. Grundy uses a beam from the Monolith to seal up the shaft that Superman made so they don't have a way out. The Legion HQ fires up and heads back to the surface, leaving our heroes trapped forever. Or at least until somebody takes that thing off Superman.
The kryptonite is draining my strength. The only thing that can cut through kryptonite is a nuclear laser.
And that's fine, but explain to me why Black Vulcan can't stick a lightning bolt in that leg iron and pick the lock. They happen to have a nuclear laser back at the Hall of Justice, so Hawkman and Black Vulcan will try to help Superman get there.
Try, Superman.
It might help the situation if one of you geniuses would carry the ball so he doesn't have to drag it. But it doesn't matter. If they're going to get there, they'll have to carry him and the ball. He just can't do it.
The Legion of Doom is about to begin its reign of terror.
The street's breaking open.
This is all just a demonstration for the huddled masses to make the point that they're in control and the world has to submit to them. And as usual, my next question is, then what? The world bows down and puts you in charge, and what do you do with it? I have never gotten an answer.
We need your help desperately, Super Friends. The Legion of Doom is spreading chaos throughout the country. They're using some sort of...
Holy, cut communications, Batman. We'd better act fast.
Wait a minute, Robin. If they're asking for our help, then where are Superman, Hawkman, and Black Vulcan?
I don't know about Black Vulcan or Hawkman, but Superman is right there next to you. I know the cowl limits your peripheral vision, but that's why your neck swivels like this.
Batman's right. They might be in danger somewhere beneath the swamp.
Batman, Robin, and I will head for the East Coast to intercept the Legion.
Good. And the three of us will see if we can find the other Super Friends.
That'll be a good trick since the Legion closed up the route they took.
With the help of Apache Chief's keen tracking abilities, the three Super Friends follow a dangerous trail which leads them to the blistering underworld inferno.
Apache Chief can track things through miles of solid rock. I want him with me the next time I get lost in downtown Seattle.
It could take us hours to find the others. The caverns are large, Green Lantern, but their trail is a narrow one.
Of all the Super Friends we have this season, Green Lantern seems to be the dumbest. His companion just tracked them through rock and lava and everything else. Does GL really think he'll lose the trail now? He does this consistently. I don't know what it is, but he's forever underestimating his friends and assuming he's the only one who can do the thing. And he's most always wrong. The other three have spotted the Legion's headquarters in New York Harbor. They move in for the attack. Attack with what? If they use missiles and such, there's a good chance of killing somebody, and they don't do that. But it's all the Bat Jet has, and as far as I know, the invisible jet isn't armed at all. So what is this attack going to look like? It doesn't matter.
Holy H2O, Batman, a water monster!
I may be able to disperse it with a high-speed pass.
Or not. It starts messing with a bridge, and Batman fires his freeze ray to stop it.
It worked, Batman!
It worked, Batman, temporarily, until that thing turned it into an ice monster. Now what? Down below, things are getting worse.
It's getting cooler. We must be getting closer to the surface. Great lightning! Look! We're turning to rock!
Why? How? This came from the ether somewhere, and it's unnecessary.
There's no way to get free. We're finished. Not yet, Hawkman. Flash, some high-speed molecular action should free you up.
Why did we need all that? Why not just have them meet up and try to figure out what to do about the kryptonite? Suddenly, mysteriously turning to rock disrupts the story flow and introduces something that we not only don't need, but that will never come up again. I have to assume it's filler. That's a bit unusual for this show.
My nuclear laser can cut Superman free.
But in his weakened condition, it could kill him.
Maybe, but if it doesn't, the kryptonite will.
I can understand Black Vulcan's hesitation. We've seen before that Green Lantern isn't exactly a marksman with that ring. He's a little better with the laser, so Superman is free and regaining strength. Batman has come up with a way to use the Batjet's radar to destroy the ice creature.
It worked, Batman!
Let's get back to the Hall of Justice.
Once everybody is there, they learn a few things about the Monolith.
Analysis complete. Data indicates that energy source is more powerful than Super Friends. However, there is a flaw in the data. The power source is not evil.
But that's impossible. Look at the destruction it's caused.
Destruction is correct, but the Monolith is just a source of energy like any other, good or bad, according to intent of its user.
Solomon Grundy assumed it was a source of evil because that's what's in his head. Listening to him talk, you can conclude there's not much more in there, but that's a separate issue.
Then I should be able to control the monolith the same way I control my magic lasso, telepathically.
Wonder Woman's right. Let's go.
If it responds to the intent of the user, any of them should be able to do that. But just like water is Aquaman's territory, telepathy is Wonder Woman's territory, I guess.
The Super Friends are returning.
Solomon Grundy showed them it's futile to try and stop us.
Great Scott! They've knocked over the Statue of Liberty.
I hope you can be in two places at once, Superman. Look!
Don't worry, Superman. I'll take care of it.
What happened?
You'll find out soon enough.
Okay, as long as it keeps being that efficient, telepathy is your territory. Within seconds, the Monolith has put everything back how it was.
I'll stop those super fools!
I hate to disappoint you, Toy Man. But that'll teach you to leave your toys lying around.
They still haven't figured out that the Super Friends can also control the Monolith. And Superman just proved I was right. Any of them can operate it.
I don't understand. How could the Super Friends control the forces of evil?
It wasn't an evil power source, Grodd. But like anything else, becomes good or bad depending upon how it's put to use.
So it's like fire or nuclear energy or Congress. That told Lex what he needed to know.
In that case, it shouldn't harm us to use the Monolith's power against ourselves.
They'll be back, and with another sinister plan.
And that one will fail too, as long as they fight against justice and the Super Friends.
Why are they just standing there letting them fly away? Green Lantern can bring them back in a second with his ring. I'll grant that he doesn't have the mental capacity to think of that, but Superman could fly up there and push them back down or something. For that matter, use the Monolith to transport the whole mess to jail. Less speech making, more bad guys catching, if it's all the same to you. Did they get the Monolith idea from 2001: A Space Odyssey? Who knows, and ultimately who cares? I found this one mediocre. Lots of padding. When Superman was still weak, that trio met another monster in a cave and the whole thing was meaningless. It had no effect on the story at all. That's why I cut it. We already know our creators can do better. That glaring mistake I pointed out with Superman in the wrong place tells me somebody didn't put in a full amount of effort. The Super Friends standing around while the Legion escapes is another example. Cut the filler and give us a more satisfying ending. Superman zips up and starts pushing the craft back down. Lex gives him a spritz of kryptonite aftershave and he has to back off. Wonder Woman lassos it and gets yanked off the pier into the water. The Flash and Black Vulcan both try to go after it at the same time and run into each other. Batman and Robin can't get to the Batjet in time. Green Lantern stands there wondering what's going on. That's a believable escape. That narrows it down to an area roughly the size of a... Reanimated him, and come on, David, look at the... Head to the swamp, head to the... His comparison just tracked them through rock. His companion, good grief, emphysema. And there's another line.